So hello and welcome to Gentle Mondays, or whatever day you're doing the class. So we're going to continue our exploration of the back and healthy backs. The focus for this week is going to be energy. So energy within the body generally, energy and vitality within the spine. So quite a lot of twisting movements, but a lot of other things to enjoy, hopefully, in terms of exploring how the body moves, how the energy moves, and how we can support ourselves through finding energy within the body. Okay, so let's get on with the adventure. So we're starting standing, and standing hip distance apart or wherever you feel comfortable and stable. And from here, we're going to kind of shake out the fingers and the wrists, shake out the elbows, and get into the shoulders. Let the breath be free so you can actually let the out breath express itself. Actively or not, blowing through the lips or sighing or whatever, and then bringing in the legs. So I'm suggesting it's more like a jelly bobbing up and down kind of thing, and I'm actually slightly lifting my heels, if that's okay. Don't have to, but I've got a little bit of a lift through the heels. And I'm creating effectively an energy and a vibration, as you can hear in my voice, all through the body. Jigging up and down. And so it's a sense of release and a sense of gathering, awakening, natural energies within us. So that sense of awakening, that vibration, slowing it up, and then being still, and just taking in however much you moved, however much you got into that real jiggling, shaking, releasing, letting go, creating vitality, warmth, energy. Just noticing your experience. So it may have got the breath going, got the heart rate going. Okay, so we're going to do, that was kind of a whole body shake out, wake up, vibrancy piece, if you like. So we're just going to do some more gentle movements with that energy already still present, that vibrancy that you might or might not feel. So we're going to effectively rock forward and back, side and back, back and into center, side and back into center. So start where we start from, but we're going to assume that's our center. And we're going to rock a little bit forward so the weight comes more towards the ball of the feet slightly. And we're going to rock back. We're going to rock over to one side. Whole body lengthening still through the crown of the head. And back to center. And going back a little bit. That's a hard one because the weight goes through the heels, but the body doesn't want to fall. So there's quite a lot of resistance there. And back to center, and over to the other side. So you might not go as far, you might go further than I do, and back to the center. So the center might keep changing. So forward, might feel more familiar and more in control, that rocking forward. Come back to center, over to your first side. So the weight will go onto the foot that you're leaning towards. And back to center. can establish from there. So energy's going back. You take a slight sense of rocking back and back to base. And your second side, so the weight goes onto that opposite foot as you lean and give weight to that leg. And back to center. Okay. So we're going to do it in a different order now. So we're going to go back from center and into center. Going to go over to what was our first side, don't worry if you can't remember. And back to base. Going to go forward, weight into our toes and the balls of our feet without kind of clawing with our toes. And back to center. And over to our other side. And back to center. Breathing. Okay. So we're going to move forward, side, back, side, and then just kind of see if we can find that flow of energy that allows us to just wobble around in a circle. So that might feel really kind of smooth and easy. Where's the energy? Can you have a sense of energy through the spine, lengthening and lifting? And also that idea that energy is going around the body, circulating upwards through the body. And can we go the other direction? Going around in circles, moving energy around the body, circulating up the spine. That spiraling movement. Okay, and then hopefully coming back to center. Just be in center for a moment. Shake out then. Just to loosen up any holding, tightening tension. And taking the feet wider. So we did this last week, if you were with me. So I've got my knees slightly bent. And then I'm going to bring my arms up and take my weight and energy to one side. Bring my arms up to center and take my energy down to the side. So just make sure the knee feels safe here. So generally the knee heads towards the second toe. It's quite specific, isn't it? Okay, broadly speaking, so you might need to take your toes out slightly further in order to feel safe. So breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Energy coming up, back to the earth. Energy coming up, back to the earth. Side, center, side, center, side. Your flow, your energy. Using the ground's energy, the earth's energy to bounce almost or rebound from one side to the other side. Energy through one leg across the pelvis and down the other leg. In the whole body, movement of the whole body. Put it in the spine. Lengthen and lighten. Lengthen and lighten. So next time we're back to center, we've done both sides, then relax the arms. And let's get the feet back together. And just see how we are. Stillness, keep the shake out, breath be free. So a sigh or a slow blow of the exhale through the lips, whatever gives you that sense of releasing, knowing how to release the breath, feeling that sense of letting go of energy that you don't need, the energy that you're just holding and is a bit stale, getting rid of that energy so you can kind of create the vibrancy that exists underneath all of that holding, tension, tightness. Okay. So we're just going to, again, just find a happy position for the feet, maybe a little distance away. So shoulder distance-ish, and a little bit of that giving in the knees, yeah, so that little bit of giving the weight back into the feet. So I've got my navel about here, and I'm just taking my hands just below the navel. And I'm going to imagine energy flowing with the breath here in the belly. So expanding outwards into the hands, that energy on the in-breath, and returning energy into the center on the out-breath. So noticing the breath if you can. And if you choose to deepen the breath, then deepen the breath. So no force. Don't need to increase the volume that much, but that depth into the belly might be nice. So energy out on the extending on the in-breath and coming to center on the out-breath. Knees slightly bent, weight through the floors, just finding that settled state and that more refined but deeper energy in the belly. That center of support, the center of gravity in the body. That solidity, that energy flow, that resource. And then at some point, releasing the hands, let's just get the legs a little bit more released. It's comfortable to go from one leg to the other leg for a second. Okay. So we're going to concentrate on the breath in the back. So this position for the hands that I'm going to suggest might not feel good for very long. So you either come into it, come out of it when the shoulders or the wrists don't feel so good, or I'll give you an alternative position for the hands. So the hands for the breath are on the kind of where the kidneys are, kind of just below the rib cage. And as I talk, actually, I've got a sense that I can hear the vibration through my rib cage, actually here. So that's where the hands are, and the shoulders are as open as they dare be. And you just see if that's copable with the hands in that position for the wrists and the shoulders. So you can come out of it if you don't feel comfortable, or if you feel like you're just pushing into your back. So you want your back to be in neutral. You don't want strain in your lower back. You don't want to be forcing out your front of your rib cage. So the alternative, if that's just too uncomfortable, is to just have the back of the hands. And that might relax the shoulders a little bit more, but often where we get most sensitivity feedback is through the front of the hand. So you choose, or do a bit of both, and as I say, come out of it as and when you need to for the wrists or the shoulders, taking the feet in the same position, so shoulder distance, and just giving that bit more weight through, allowing the knees to slightly bend so you take more weight into the feet. And now breathing into the back. So the energy in the back body, which we're less familiar with, which is closer to the spine. You might even feel your fingers touching the lower back, getting a bit of feedback directly from either the muscle or the bone, the vertebra. So bringing energy now into the back body if you can, to the back of the lungs and into the kidney area. Energy expands into the back. Okay, and I'm going to come out this gently releasing one hand, gently releasing the other hand. Give the legs back and give the wrists a little bit of shade, fingers kind of open and closed. A little bit more into the joints of the fingers, back into the wrists. Okay. So, talked about doing twists, so that idea of being able to rotate the spine and get an energy from that rotation, from that sense of twisting the spine in a comfortable, relaxed, supportive, light, lengthening sort of way to create the energy. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what we would normally do, but maybe a slightly different focus. So I'm actually going to come a little bit further forward, it doesn't matter. You can't see my feet. Okay, so I've got plenty of room for my arms later on. So I'm moving my pelvis, I'm thinking back to center. So I'm moving my pelvis and keeping the length through the spine. And then I'm letting the arms move. Rather than moving the arms and the shoulders, my attention, my connection with energy is back to that central pelvic kind of area. Again, just loosening the breath, sigh, deeper out breath, or slower out breath. So I'm thinking I'm moving or taking my attention to pelvic movements, and my arms are just doing what my arms are doing. My head's just doing what my head's doing, a sense of length through the spine. So we're really familiar with this, but we can take our attention to different spots, different places, and the whole movement might feel very different. So effectively, we're taking our attention to the pelvis, which is located around where the sacrum meets the base of the spine. So we might feel that more, that physical sensation more in the lower back, in the sacrum area. Keeping length, lightness through the spine. So imagining, visualizing, sensing air kind of rotate, air flowing and spiraling through the spine all the way up to the skull and through the crown of the head. So that lightness of movement, that lightness of energy, that flowing energy through the spine. Shoulders are relaxed. Okay, so we're going to go into stage 2 of the twist, which is where we allow the arms to bend so we can have greater contact with the hands around the kidney area, which is where we were breathing into, finding energy before. So it's already energized, and we're just giving a little bit more of a wake-up call, kidney area, to release more energy. And this requires what may seem like more effort or more control. The energy quality may feel different, might feel more powerful. So energy can be powerful, it could be light, it could be nurturing, it could be releasing. So a bit more power energy here. So I'm going to go back to a softer movement we were before, see how it feels now in the shoulders and the arms more. Are you more able to relax the arms, just giving weight, so the arms are just ragdoll. We're not doing anything with the arms are doing their own thing, just through the rotation of the spine from the pelvis. Feel the feet on the ground, feel the sense of the space above the crown of the head. And slow that up and relax the arms. Okay. So just feeling any sense of energy in the back, in the spine from the movement, any sense of energy in the back body, the connection with the kidney area, the back of the lungs, the back of the rib cage, really, that whole space there. I feel a different energy, more power, just more feeling, more sense, more aliveness, more heat, maybe. Okay. So, we're going to try something that we tried, we did this last week. So I'm taking my hands back and cupping them behind on my skull. Obviously, we've all got a slightly different shaped skull. I'm trying to find this connection between the end of the top of the spine and the base of the skull. And I'm giving it a little bit of a lift, as long as that feels okay for the neck and the shoulders. So I'm lengthening the spine. So I'm giving a different energy here, a physical as well as a mental sense of uplift of the spine, without dragging it or creating too much tension. So there's the uplift. Hopefully you heard me while I got my back to you. And there is a sense of elbows coming away from each other, as long as that's not creating too much of a uplift from the rib cage. So the rib cage still needs to be balanced in the body over the pelvis. And from here, we take the twist over to one side, back to center, and gently rotate to the opposite side, and back to center. So we could do with the breath, we could take an in breath here, take an out breath, go to our first side, bring an in breath to center, out breath to the opposite side, in breath to center, out breath to opposite side. In breath to center, out breath to opposite side. So again, this sense of the spine being able to be light, lengthened, energy through the spine as we move from side to side. So next time you're in center, just lift, cracking elbows there, just lifting the arms up and releasing the shoulders. Shake out the shoulders. Any way you can jiggle shoulders to release and let go. Find a looser energy in the body, more fluid energy, more fluid movement, more relaxed, more dancing movement. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so just see how you feel through the spine, through the length of the body. Notice where the energy is within the legs and the feet, where the energy is within the arms and the hands, the head and the neck, and the center body, torso. Okay, so we're going to take, let's take our right foot forward. So I've stepped forward, I've stepped forward and I've bent that right knee to give a little bit more weight coming forward. I'm then going to let my left arm swing, just keeping an eye on what's behind me. I think I'm okay. And a sense of lengthening through the whole side body. So you're not just throwing your arm up, you're having a sense that you feel from the back heel all the way through the side body. So as I come forward and lengthen, I'm on the ball of the back foot. So you might want to look at the hand as it goes back and as it comes forward, or you might want to just keep the gaze forward and allow the arm to just lengthen in front of you as the whole side body gets energized now. The whole side body gets energized. That lift and lengthen, that energy towards the outside and into space. It comes from the ground, from the foot, to lengthen and extend. Whole side body integrated. So slowing that movement up. And stepping back. You can go that way, or if you're not stepping forward, obviously. And just see how you feel on the side that you've lengthened. The energy, the vibrancy, overstraining if you have done that, just being aware of that. And then we'll do the opposite side. So taking the left foot forward and let the arm swing, and then that sense that pressing down through the ball of the foot, peel the heel of the back foot to get a little bit more length, a little bit more of an uplift of energy, side body movement. And if you want to do the arm, that gaze connection tends to mean you take the arm further back. Just need to be slightly careful here. Okay, and if not, just having the gaze forward as you get a sense of integration and lengthen and change of energy forward into space, freeing up energy, maybe letting go, energy from the earth to the sky, from the ground to space, finding your rhythm, vibrancy and movement. So a couple more goes, and then let it slow up. And step back if that's comfortable. Okay, so let the shoulders just relax and release down. Just take one hand to the chest, one hand to the belly, and just relocate in center for how it feels, connecting hand into chest, the heart space, into the belly and the center. The energy felt underneath the hands. Will that be warmth? Will that be movement, vibration? And just picking up on the flow of the breath, possibly the beat of the heart. Okay, and release the hands. So we're going to be going down to hands and knees. So just adjust this for a wee while. So finding your way down. And you will need space to both take your foot behind you and your arm in front. So just as a way of setting up so you know you've got that space. So seeing how I feel on all fours, inner arms, inner thighs, outer thighs, and having a sense of the whole spine from the tail, lower back, mid back, upper back, and the neck. And that's the connection with the top of the spine to the skull. Okay, so from here, we're going to just see what it feels like to take the right leg behind us and reach into the heel. We've got a bit of balancing to do here, and just return it back to the other. Okay, second side. So left leg goes back, heel in line with the hip, toes pointing down towards the floor. And return to center. Now taking the right arm out in front of you with little finger down, thumb pointing up, looking down, keeping the length of your spine. So things will be happening. Returning the hand in terms of where the strength and pressure changes. So opposite side. So my left hand forward, left arm forward in line with the shoulder. And that connects me more to my spine. Or to my shoulder blade, sorry. And relax back. Just taking a few deep breaths here. And then I'm going to reach back with the right leg and the left hand. So it's opposites, and just feel that lengthening if you can for a moment. Press down through the hand on the floor and then return to center. Take an in breath and an out breath. And opposite side. Left foot behind you, right arm out. Just looking down so the neck is lengthened rather than dropping or arching. And back into center. Breathe in. Breathe out. First side extending to opposite arm, opposite leg. Back to center. And alternate side. Just feeling that length. How's that feel through the back, shoulder, the hip, pelvis, and back to center. Well done. Let's bring the knees together and change the movement pattern. So here we're going to go into figure of eight. So revolving the bottom into a semicircle, divert over to the opposite hand, the other hand, and back around. So we just find this way of snaking. And just notice the spine and just trying to feel that loosening, that change of energy as you snake the spine round in circles as you do that figure of eight movement. So a lighter energy, more fluid energy through the spine, neck, through into the head. And then changing that movement, so going into opposite figure of eight by just moving the bum in the opposite direction, pelvic swing, and that's a different energy than what we were doing before. So we were in strength position before, and now we're in flow position, or flow movement. Okay, let's come down in space, the knees back into hip distance, and you can come down to your belly and just release the hands if that's comfortable, and just release the body down, let go of any tension anywhere in the head, in the eyes, in the cheeks, and jaw, tongue, throat, wrists, fingers, shoulders, upper body. So again, if it's comfortable to deepen the breath, slightly deepening the breath. And just see how that kind of gives you a little bit more of a sense of the belly and the centre of the body. And the energy within that space. And then making more aware, being more aware of the lower back and the movement and the breath in the lower back. As it kind of expands out into the butt, side waist. Don't forget, relax the shoulders and the jaw. Just need to keep reminding yourself of that. Okay, so we're going to come on to our forearms, just do this kind of crawling position. So it might be you actually want to bring your hands slightly closer in and your elbows slightly further out. You should look behind your right shoulder to bring your right knee up a little bit and return back to straight leg and over to your opposite side, bringing the left knee up and returning that. So this crawling position that gets us nowhere because that's not our intention. Noticing what's going on for the back as you come into this position, bringing the knee up, bringing the knee back, looking from side to side. So we're closing down on part of the side body and we're opening another. So those opposite things going on. So I bring my right knee up, it slightly closes down the right side, open the torso, bring my left knee up, that's the same as I look back. Finding the space that you have, working within safety for your back and your hips and your shoulders and your wrists and your elbows. But just flowing if you can, flowing the energy, moving through the spine. And there is both strength in the movement as we come from side to side, and there's a flow in the movement. Strength as we push the leg back, flow as we bring the knee up. Strength as we push back, lightness as we bring the knee forward. So, coming back to resting down for a moment, just be comfortable jiggling from side to side, so you release the hips a little here. Just coming from side to side. Releasing any tension again, upper body, shoulders, jaw, neck, throat, wrists and toes. And then from here, I'm going to take the hands underneath the shoulders, push ourselves up, and we're going to come onto our knees. I just need to adjust for this movement before beginning to know really well. Okay, so don't want to flip over. I've got such long arms, I have to keep reminding myself of that. Okay, so you might feel a bit dazed, you've come from down, you come from moving from side to side. Energy changes every time we move, and we just have to get back into kind of where's our gravity, where's the floor, how can we be stable in each position and safe in each position. So imagining the sense of uplift again through the spine. So we're going to do the twist and bow movements. So I'm sure you're all aware of that, these now. So you sweep the arms out to the side and lengthen. Okay, the arms out to shoulder level into your twist to one direction. Breathe in and extend up and out in the opposite direction. See how that feels in your back, in your shoulder blades as you lengthen. And the arms come up, we come to the bow stage, bringing the hands down the center into the heart and bow gently. We release, take an in-breath to extend up through the crown of the head, the whole of the spine, the belly might come in. Out breath, we focus on the twist of the spine. In breath, we release for lengthen. Out breath, we find space across the front of the chest. In breath, we lengthen again. Out breath, palms together down the center of the body into the chest, and just a gentle bow. Let the shoulders come forward, chin come in. In breath, extend the arms up, lift the energy. Out breath, energy coming more into this space in front of us. In breath, energy rises lightly. Out breath, energy from the space in front of you. In breath, reach up, hands come together, energy flows from above and returns to the heart space as we back forward. So release the hands now. And we're going to come back down to hands and knees. So we don't need the space in front of us, but what we're going to be doing is we'll do a few cat-cow, I think, here. Actually do the wheel here, and then we'll move into what we did last week, which was rocking forward and backing up into downward facing dog for a few times. But first, we'll round the back, take the bottom towards the heels, bring the forearms down. We'll have that sense of pushing the ball with the crown of the head to come forward, and then we'll press to our hands. So notice what happens with the spine. We go back, we're rounding the spine. We keep the back low when the forearms are down. We keep the length through the spine as we come forward, and then the whole of the spine goes up as we press down with the hands. We round the back, go back, and then have the spine and the chest down low. We come forward with the whole body, we press down. So just finding your own movements, noticing the energy in the back body, particularly as you go down, and then the flow of energy as you move forward. Energy in the spine as you go back, particularly the lower back. Flow of the whole body as you move forward and up. So 3 more times. Energizing the re-energizing part of the spine as you go back. Floating forward. Pressing up. Okay, so finishing on this next one. I'm going to be tucking our toes under now. We're going to be taking the hands slightly further forward, just so we have a little bit more rocking option. I'm going to take the bottom back again, a little bit like we did before. Wherever it goes, we're going to bring the shoulders broadly over to the wrists, and then we're just going to rock back and forth, Jack in the Box style. Try not to let the head droop. Try not to let the chin stick up. So just trying to keep that alignment through the spine as we go back with the energy, forward with the energy, back with the energy, forward with the energy, back to earth, forward and out with the energy, back to earth, forward and out with the energy. So we're going to go up into downward facing dog next time we go back if you can. So going back, bringing the knees off the floor, keep the knees really bent, so you're pressing back with the bottom and the sitting bones coming back onto your knees. Go back and forth 3 times and then see if you can go up again. Okay, so if you're with me, next time you go push back, energy lifts up through the base of the spine and then some lengthening through the spine and then returning back to the ground. 3 times back and forth, and then we'll just do 1 more. What we'll be doing when we go back next time is that we'll be coming to standing, so we'll be taking the hands back to the feet. So going up if you're not already up there, bending the knees, lengthening through the spine, feeling the side body for a second, and then just padding the hands back to the feet and bottom down if you can, and lengthen all the way up. Excellent. So just finding your new state, your new body for a moment while I just reorganise myself in the space we have. Okay, so hopefully that will suffice. So basically we're doing some things we've done before now, so hopefully these will be familiar. Most of the things we've done, I know we've done before, but some new things, particularly at the beginning. So, and we're taking different attention today. Yeah. We're taking our attention to our energy and our vitality and particularly the energy in the spine, but we're sometimes also taking that wider for other areas of the body. So it's an energy, vitality, attention today. So just checking where that is in standing. Bring the hands together in front of the chest, so fingers touching, heel of the hand touching. There might be a little bit of space between the fingers and the palm of the hand. It's more supposed to be, I think I've said before, more like a lotus idea rather than pushing the hands together, more in a kind of traditional prayer position. Okay, and just let the shoulders relax, jaw relax, feel the feet on the ground, feel the breath in the body, so you're not holding yourself tightly. So what we're going to do here, so you know where your body's going, we're going to open up into warrior, as we often do, and then come back. And obviously we will swap sides. So I think we'll go from side to side. So we're going to open up into our warrior, wherever we arrive. We're going to swing the back arm to get ourselves back to front of the mat. We're going to go in the opposite direction. So take going, so I disappeared, and then bringing the arm forward to get back. So energy back to first side, strong. Energy back to the front. Energy back and strong. Energy forward and center. Energy back and strong. Energy forward and flow. Energy back and strong. Energy flowing forward. Energy back and down. Energy up and forward. Energy back to the earth. Energy up to the sky. So a couple of more times from each side. Flowing in and back. Out and back. And then just connecting with being still but still energized. Sense of length in the body, length in the spine. Relaxed shoulders. Aligned body, pelvis above the pelvis. A balance, rib cage above the rib cage, balance skull. Lightness through the spine. Body supported through the feet, the legs, the strength in the legs, some strength in the arms, some connection to your core, your center body. Okay, so we're going to open out again, then we're going to do side angle and reverse warrior and then come back. Yeah, so just be aware it's a little bit tricky to get back. We've stayed a little bit longer in the open stance. So coming to your first side to open up and out. To come forward and over into side angle. To shift energy up back to warrior before flowing straight over into reverse warrior. Coming back into warrior and see if you can get yourself forward. Don't worry if that's too easy, or you need to take 2 steps. Okay, so we're going to the other side, and I'll disappear, or my head will disappear. And from here, flowing forward, flowing back into warrior 2, and reversing into first warrior. Flowing back into warrior 2, sweep the back arm, the back leg to the front. First side again, opening out the energy, coming forward with the energy, coming balanced with the energy, and reverse with the energy. Back into warrior 2, lightly coming forward, and relax for a second. Let's open up, second side, second time. Energy forward and up and over. Energy back and balanced in center. Energy in reverse down the opposite side of the body. Back to warrior 2. Flow gently from back to the front of the mat. And just relax now. And get a sense of the vibrancy in the body. So you might be feeling a little tight now. Yeah, we've used energy, we've moved it around, we've moved the body. We've needed to find strength. We've needed to find the energy that we had. Yeah, so obviously we were tired. There isn't absolutely endless energy. We would always like that. But there may be for today, some of that energy is being used, but we're trying to just keep finding, just generating, just being prepared to connect back with the energy that we do have. The flow of that energy, the release of energy, different quality of energy. Okay. So relaxing the hands. And face forward again. So we've done this next flow a number of times, but still probably less familiar. The balanced stalk. So I actually quite like to go for my feet a little closer together, but not so close together that I'm kind of having to already lose balance. So I kind of imagine I've got a fist between the broader part of my foot, and that's my distance. And from there, I'm going to bring my arms or my fingertips to touch just in center somewhere around the navel. I'm going to let the arms flow up and one knee come up to hip height. And then the other leg to hip height. So just finding an uplift of energy, a lightness of energy throughout a flowing sequence. So it's all flow. Yeah, there's no up and there's no down. There's just flow, 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 flow. And we just find a way to lightly move. Yeah, everything's light. The energy's light, the flow's light. Balance just comes. Really relaxed arms that go up as high or as low as you wish them to. And there's a gentleness in the fingers, the wrists, the elbows, and the shoulders. So it's quite a sense of poise and balance to create this lighter energy, but a flowing stability, softness. So if you're feeling tired, then please either take a break or just rest or have a shake out or a stretch or a yawn. Float. Flow. Float. And flow. And let's return to stillness. Let's put the hand with the thumb around the navel area, hand on hand, feet wide, to get a much greater connection with the ground, with the strength in the legs. And finding our center, and finding the breath, the energy in the center. Energy flowing out and expanding on the in-breath, energy returning into that depth of center. You can deepen the breath without creating strain if you feel that you can get that breath deep into the belly, deep into the center. So 3 more breaths. And release the hands, maybe a little bit of movement side to side. Okay, and if you feel comfortable taking the hands to hold the area around the kidneys again, either the back of the hands or ideally the front of the hands, if that feels okay. You might feel got a little bit more space now. Keep the shoulders back if you can. And just feel the breath now in this area. Release the lower back if you can. So energy into the hands, energy from the hands. And then let's release the hands. Let's get the legs back together. Let's just step an extension up. Energy up. And energy back to the earth. Energy up. And back to the earth. One more time here. Energy up. The whole body. Energy down to the earth. Whole body and relax. So we're going to go down to the floor and we're going to need room to just be able to take the arms overhead, that kind of flowing movement that we often do. So coming down onto your back and settling in there. So initially just let the legs extend just to get a sense of the whole body line on the floor and what the energy feels like in this state, how the energies change, whether it's soft, whether it's available, whether it's conscious, whether you can actually get a sense of the movement or the flow of energy in the body, that subtle pulsating vibration, energy in the body. Sense of how the body's meeting the ground, being supported by the ground. And feel the energy beneath you, the energy of the earth. The vibrancy of that energy from the earth. just gently bending one knee, bringing the foot to the floor, and then bending the other knee and the foot to the floor. So the weight, the energy, the connection with the earth will change. There might be greater connection with the arms and the rib cage here. So just let the knees drift slightly over to the left and then to the right. So you're just rocking on your butt, you're rocking on your pelvis, letting the knees just loosen and shake up to in some way the energy in the center. Feel the energy maybe changing in the belly as you move from side to side. The energy in the lower back, energy in the pelvic bowl, change as you rock from side to side. Okay, and then back to center. Bring your arms closer to the body with the palms facing down. So make sure you're happy where your feet are, that your feet feel connected to the ground here. So we're going to take an in breath and just take the right arm up and over to wherever it comfortably goes, and an out breath, flowing the arm back to land on the earth. So opposite side, energy up, over and back as the arm extends, and energy returning on the out breath back to the earth, and sweeping both arms over, energy going up and as you lengthen, out breath, energy back down the spine, back to the belly as the hands relax down. This time, right arm over and left leg out, extending away from each other. Feel that lengthening of energy. Out breath, return the energy to the belly. So almost imagine that energy coming from the belly to extend through the arm and the leg. So opposite arm and leg, flow from the belly to lengthen to the leg and the arm. Flow back to the center. And return the arm. First side, extension from the belly, that sense of length across the body. And out breath, returning. Second time, second side. Energy outwards and energy returning to center. Just arms now to finish off. So right arm over and returning. Left arm through space and returning through space. Both arms sweeping over, floating, drifting, finding the ground. Out breath, lifting, extending and returning. Again, let the knees drift side to side. Feel that connection back to center, belly, pelvic bowl, the lower back. And then let the arms release a little bit away from the body. Let the legs extend back to the floor. And relax the body here. Give weight to the ground. Feel the energy from the ground. And then feel the top of the body, the front of the body. And feel the connection to the space above you and the energy above and around you. And then if you can, connect with the energy below and the energy above. So energy is all around, from the earth, from the space around you. Giving energy out to the earth and to the space, taking energy in from the earth and the space. Letting energy out, bringing energy in. Bringing energy out, bringing energy in. So just connecting with that sense of energy renewal. If you prefer to feel it in the back body, in the earth, then connect more with that. If you feel like you want to connect more to the energy of the space around you, then connect to that. If you feel like you're happy to hold both, then hold both. Just absorbing, savoring, relaxing into lightning around that energy. So just resting in that for a few moments, and I'll ring the bell after you've had some quiet and some stillness. Just feeling the energy in, around, below the body. So taking in the sound energy, the vibration, the resonance, the bells. Maybe you can hear them even though they're not now ringing. And with that, taking in the sounds of your own environment, indoors and outside. Maybe taking in the energy one last time from the outside. So looking the eyes open, feeling the light. Maybe depending where you are, you might see the outside, you might see the clouds, you might see the plants or trees moving if you've got those in view. And just starting to awaken the body again. So moving in any way you wish to loosen and maybe that kind of stretchiness to awaken. And yawn or swallow, rock the head, move the fingers, move the toes. And when ready, just bringing the knees to the chest. A little bit rock side to side or circles on the lower back to just release any tension there. And bringing your energy to sit as we finish the practice. So thank you for bringing your energy and your focus. And happy backs, happy week, happy energy. All right, take care and see you next week.